Oh, come on, young. Hold on. We gotta get right. About to get right. So the Washington Commanders. Hold up. Bang. There we go. All right. Big news, I guess. The Washington Commanders have worked out a former star, right? He wasn't a star with us, but he was one of the guys. Preston Smith, who ultimately turned into a star. Could we see a former Washington Redskin come back and join Jeremy Reeves and Tress Way? Let's talk about it right after the intro. Let's get
Shout out to Juan Gotti Talking Sports. You know what it is. Shout out Juan Gotti Talking Sports.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career, and he's already milking injuries, like...
Please stop saying my name, you dick riding bastard. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she cry for him, the shawty is the winner. You can tell that shawty's no beginner. She's confident.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with yet another Washington Commanders live stream, and we got some news. So let's go ahead and waste no time, and we're gonna pull it up here live on stream. So the Washington Commanders have worked out pass rusher, our guy, Preston Smith. Preston Smith. Former Washington Commander Redskin player. Could we see a reunion with Preston Smith? If you ask me, hell yeah. Sign the dotted line immediately, as soon as you can, because we need all the help we can get. Can I get an amen in the church? We need all the help we can get. Oh, let me fix the camera. We need all the help we can get. Pass rush wise, because we ain't getting out of Von Miller. We ain't getting nothing out of Javonte Jean Baptiste, and Norris Armstrong is cool. But Jacob Martin, it's like, come on, like we haven't got anything from our pass rushers. And the simple fact that they're working out guys, i.e., of a Preston Smith caliber, I for sure believe that this signing is going to happen. We just added Chase Edmonds to our practice squad, and that was really due to because of the injury to Austin Eckler and whatnot. But Preston Smith, I say yes, because it can't get no worse than what we have. You know what I'm saying? Can't be no worse than what we have. We have nothing that's giving us production right now. And I know you're probably like, well, Juan, what'd you expect out of a 36-year-old Von Miller? You're right. I didn't expect much out of him, but I'm like, damn, can we get something? Like, you feel me? I know it's only been 2 weeks. Maybe he finds his way. But I don't even want to just make this a personal attack on Von, because it's not really about Von. It's about the group as a whole. And you can say Joe Witt has some issues with that. But at the same time, we know Joe Witt. He says he wants to rely on his personnel. So not drawing up exotic blitzes, not sending 5, not sending 6 is something that he's going to have to change, yes. But that's not his game. So he relies on his front four. And truth be told, his front four isn't working, truthfully, like externally at least, right? Internally, I like what we side of Deron Payne, Javon Kinlaw, and before Dietrich Wise went down. I think that's a big reason why they're doing this as well. Because Dietrich Wise went down, and he was a defensive end for us. And although he was able to play interiorly, my bad. I tried not to do it, but I'm like, they're looking at me. They're grapes. So bear with me. I'm gonna try not to eat them, but I'm like, bro, come on. I need a few jumps. But yeah. So I sign off on it, man. Make sure you comment, like, and tell me how you're feeling about it. This is just a workout though, per Brandon on Twitter. So we'll see. But I mean, we know how good he was in Green Bay. And it's funny because when he was here in Washington, the most, notable play I have of him is, the strip sack on Dak, or at least scooping it up. Because was it Preston that got the pressure on Dak, and then he scooped it up. I think it was Ryan Kerrigan who got the pressure on Dak, and then Preston Smith is the one that scooped it up in the end zone. So I think this is a no-brainer of a move. We haven't got anything out of our give me 1 second here. I'm trying to fix the title. Washington Commanders are working out. Former star pass rusher Preston Smith. Let me just keep it simple. Yep. All right. Washington Commanders are working. Give me 1 second. Working out. All right. There we go. Hopefully the title's changed now. All right, cool. So I sign off on this. We're not getting anything out of the pass rushers through the first 2 weeks of the season. So I don't see no reason not to do this. In 2024, he played with the Steelers last year, and he only had 2 sacks and 7 assist tackles. But prior to that, he was with Green Bay. In 2023, he had 48 combined tackles, 20 assists, 8 sacks. Before that, he had 8.5. The year before that, in 21, he had 9. The year before that, he had 4. I don't know if he got hurt, if he just didn't play much, or he just had a down year. Because in 2019, he had 12 sacks. So most of his production came from his time in Green Bay. And that's the thing with us. Like, he never really was able to consistently put it together with Washington, but it seemed like once he got to Green Bay, he was able to put it together consistently. Because I remember when we chose not to bring him back, I was a little, I was upset a little bit because I was a kid. So that's when I was like super invested in everybody, right? Like, oh, everybody's a Washington Commander, And I was like, I was a little upset that we got rid of him. But I'm like, he's not no one that you lose sleep over. But then he goes to Green Bay, and it's like, oh shoot, this is a star, man. He turned into a star there. But the funny thing about it is, one, he's been in the league since 2015. So 10, 11 years he's been in the league. And who remembers his 15th season, his rookie year? He came in and had 8 sacks. He came in, had 8 sacks. Then the next year he dropped down to 4.5. In 2017 he had 8 sacks, and then in 2018 he had 4. So he kind of was around that 4.5 to 8 sack range. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think what I can remember from that situation is that we didn't want to extend him. We didn't want to pay him the money he wanted, I think. So I'm all for this. Like, let's take a look at his let me switch the windows here and take a look at his and you guys can take a look at his stats with me. Give me 1 second here. Like, he's been productive, man. He's been productive. I don't know what happened the last few seasons, whether he's just getting older, because he's 32 or what, but he's been productive, man. He really took off in Green Bay. And again, maybe the scheme being different could also help him. Because remember, under Greg Minuski, we ran a 3-4 defense. And Preston Smith is not a guy that you want dropping back in coverage. So maybe having him put his hands in the dirt, maybe him rushing the passer solely can definitely he says retirement home candidate. Man, y'all funny. I guess the oldest roster in the league continues if we sign Preston Smith. Was good, Herman. But make sure y'all comment. Make sure y'all comment because I'm gonna read all the comments. And like the stream up too, man. Like the stream up too. We're trying to grow. Preston Smith should have never left Washington. Nah, not yet. Most likely, Base Merlin. Most likely, but we just worked him out today. We worked him out today, and we're talking about it. Look, I'm all for it. I'm all for the sign of Von Miller. This whole pass rushing room, not to just make it about Von, but this whole pass rushing room hasn't given us nothing. Hasn't given us nothing productive through the first 2 weeks of the season. And I think the team sees that. That's why they're getting Preston Smith. Because look at this. Let me show you the video. Let me go to here. And we're going back and forth the window, so sorry about that. But here, this is by Deuce Rezon. Shout out to Deuce Rezon on the lab. He put together the all 22 Miller. And he hasn't done much. And again, this isn't necessarily just a shot at Von. Everything around him isn't really better, but we need something. We need something out of Von Miller that we haven't been able to get, quite frankly, out of really anybody. Let me try to move the overlay for a second so you guys can see here. Let me go here. All right. You haven't really been able to get anything out of Von Miller, so what would you expect? I mean, I expected something. He's not even. It doesn't even look like he's trying. I'm not one to question someone's effort, but it doesn't even look like he's trying. He looks lost. I think it's time for Unk to hang it up, man. Hell of a career. But look at this. Now, I still think Von can get after a standard quarterback like this week a Geno Smith, for an example. But a quarterback that can move, I'm not sure if Von can do that anymore. And quite frankly, we don't have anybody that can. Besides Oos. I think Oos is the only guy that we can do that. That's why we need to get Oos rushing the passer, man. We need to get Jordan McGee ass on the field too. Because Jordan McGee needs to be rushing this passer too. Roberto, you think it's a defensive scheme that we're running? It could be. Because it's not necessarily just his scheme, but his play style. He wants to rush before. And we're not talented enough to rush before. If we're being honest. We're not talented enough to be rushing before. So, I don't know, man. I'm all for this signing, though. I think we need to sign him ASAP. So, if you're just coming in, the Washington Commanders have worked out Preston Smith and your man Juan Gotti, I'm signing off on it. Double signature. I think we need to get this done because we have no production. No production whatsoever from this front thus far. Not Javonte Jean-Baptiste, not Von Miller, not goddamn, who am I forgetting? Jacob Martin, not Dietrich Wise was cool, but he got hurt. So I think this is what prompted the move, if we're being honest. So I say go ahead and do it. We don't know how the workout went. We'll see. If he did anything that's gonna warrant a signing, but in terms of his competition or in terms of someone that is preventing him, there's nobody here. And just looking back at his resume on the screen, he in 2023 was his last really good year. He had eight sacks with the Packers. Prior to that, 8.5. Then he gave you 9, and then 4, and then 12. In Washington, he was productive, but he truly hit his stride once he got to Green Bay. Once he got to Green Bay, that's when he truly hit his stride. And I think it's probably due to the scheme. Because remember, we had Greg Minuski. Greg Minuski was horrible, and Greg Minuski ran a 3.4. 2 weeks, bro. Really? What you mean? You can't critique the team after 2 weeks? What you talking about? I'm sure there's some things that you can foresee. Everything ain't complete in week 2, but you can definitely see that this team lacks pass rush. You know what I mean? So might as well start playing a young guy. I agree, Roberto. I agree. At this point, there's nobody that's stepping up defensively on the pass rush. So you might as well play. 1 second. You might as well play Kane Madrano. You might as well play Al Kaiho, you know? You know what I mean? So I'm all for it. I think we should go ahead and get Preston Smith. I think that would be a perfect signing for us. You can't lose nothing. You can't lose nothing because it ain't like you had anything to lose in the first place. There is nobody that's truly stepping up defensively or pass rusherly, if that's even a word, to see. But let's actually take a look. See if there's any available pass rushers besides Preston Smith. I think Preston Smith is good because he has familiarity with Washington. I'm trying to see if he has any ties with the current coaching staff. Nothing's coming to my mind. Maybe Joe Witt in Green Bay at a point with Preston Smith. Maybe. I'm trying. Let me look that up. When's the last time? What year? When was the last year Joe Witt? Last year, Joe Witt was in Green Bay. Because maybe Green Bay could be the familiarity. And you know these guys love getting guys that their coaches has played. So 2018. So 2018 was his last year in Green Bay. And when did he get to? Because in 2008 he was the defensive quality control coach. In 2018 he was defensive passing game coordinator. What year did Preston get to Green Bay? And was it 2019, 2018? He got to Green Bay in 2019. So no. So technically no. Maybe yes, but no. Because he got to Green Bay in 19. He left in 18. That being Joe Witt. So maybe. Shout out to my guy Yankee. Yankees NY. Shout out to Yankees NY for the $10 super sticker. Thank you so much. Let me do a check on your Yankees right quick. AL East standings. I knew the Blue Jays were okay. Look, y'all gonna get that first AL wild card, huh? Y'all get that first AL wild card, man. Shout out to your Yankees and shout out to you. Appreciate the super sticker. Thank you. But guys, make sure you like the stream up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Washington has signed or has worked out Preston Smith. We'll take a second to look at some other available free agents, but this goes to show you that they are looking to add. We got Chase Edmonds yesterday. That was a Cliff Kingsbury guy. So maybe they do it again today, and they sign a Joe Witt guy potentially. Do we have a development problem? Burry, I'm gonna say it's too early to decide that. Only reason I say that, Burry, is because who do you have to point to say that we struggled developing that? Because, I mean, you got some point like Ben Sinnott hasn't necessarily came around yet, and he's a second-round pick. Jordan McGee, they talk about him like crazy, but it's like we haven't seen it. I don't know. I'm going to personally say it's too early to decide. Maybe give him another draft or two to say we can't develop a guy. Because then by that time, that gives the guys that we're talking about, by that time, 3 years, 4 years at that point. You know what I mean? So, I'm gonna say personally, I'm gonna hold off on that judgment. But you're not wrong if you feel like that already, because I mean, you haven't got much out of Luke McCaffrey, you haven't got much out of Ben Sinnott, you haven't got much out of Jordan McGee, even though they talk about him like crazy. And if you go back to that 24 draft again, outside of Five and Brandon Coleman and Mikey Sanders still. Who's been developed thus far that good? So maybe, but I don't know yet. I agree, Z-Frog. I'm 100% honest with you. I told people, anybody that would listen, go get Young Ho Koo. I don't care if he has the yips, if you think he's trash, if he's been missing in Atlanta. I don't care. Go get Young Ho Koo right now. You see what Jake Elliott is doing. Jake Elliott had a down year last year. He's back to being himself. Kickers have down years all the time. And he's quote unquote dealing with an injury potentially. Go get Young Ho Koo. Riley, what's his name? Romeo Parker or Parker Romo. He solidified his spot. So they're gonna cut Young Ho Koo here shortly, maybe after our game. And while we're in Atlanta, notice I said we're in Atlanta because your boy JG gonna be there. Shout out to my guy Tech. Maybe after that game we sign Young Ho Koo, but we need to sign a kicker. I am so through with Matt Gay. I do not want to see Matt Gay. I don't want to see him ever again kick a football. He is ass, I tell you. But yeah. But make sure you guys like the stream up, subscribe. There's 96 people up in here. And also comment because I'm gonna read some of the comments before we get up out of here. But yes, Washington is it has worked out. Preston Smith, I say go get him. We're gonna actually start from. Normally I start from the beginning comments all the way down, but we're gonna do it backwards. We're gonna hit it from the back. Paul. Yeah, all right. So I'm gonna be at the Atlanta game too. Hey, that's what's up. Hey, look, perfect way to plug. SeatGeek, Juan Gotti, promo code. Use that to get 10% off your tickets. A lot of people going to be at the Raiders game, okay? And we got endless other home games that you don't want to miss and you want to be in attendance for. Or if you're like me and you're hitting the road, or if you're like my guy right here, hitting the road to the Atlanta game or any other away game, use promo code Juan Gotti to save yourself 10%. It's going to help, okay? Because these tickets are outrageous these days. How my day going? It's going all right. How about yours? Appreciate you for asking. But let's read these comments. Make sure you comment. Is it time for Joe Witt to get fired? I personally don't think so. The reason I don't think so, for one, this is his second year ever being a defensive coordinator. Last year was his first year. And I get it, the frustration that you have with him right now. But at least give him the rest of this year. Now, if it goes off the rails, like I'm talking midway through the year and we're giving up 30 points a game or something crazy, okay. But I'm not going to allow one game to make me change my opinion on Joe Witt. You know, I made that mistake last year when I felt like his defense was trash, which it ultimately was secondary-wise. But he did some damn good stuff last year. Even to a point where I said it might be time to apologize to this man. So I'm not going to turn on him just yet. I'm not going to say it's time for him to go. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. That's good. Ebony, shout out to my girl Ebony. She says, yes, I agree with you. Man, we need a new kicker ASAP. I don't know why we can't find a kicker, bro. I've been wanting a new kicker since Dustin Hopkins, or like competition for a kicker. You know what I'm saying? Iceberg Slim says, Slim, he been out of football, waste of time. Nah, man, ain't no waste of time, man. What we gonna do? Matter of fact, I got you, Slim. Let me show you. Let's go look at available free agent edge rushers, because we need a pass rusher. Edge rushers available. We need a new pass rusher, man. There's nobody getting the job done right now. Let me do this because we need to figure out something. Because Preston Smith, I think you go get him. Because we're not getting no production out of our guys. There's nobody. Let's see who's still available. If there is anybody. which I'm sure they are. Come on. Oh no, I'm burnt. Let me change the settings right quick. Position. Let's go to edge rusher right quick. Okay. All right. Let's see if there's anybody available. They ain't gonna show me. Hold on. Available. There we go. All right. Preston Smith. I think we go get him. That's the best available. According to this list. Hey, OG. I think you trolling me right now, OG. Unc, you gotta be trolling me right now. Every single time you ask for the intro, I comment back to you and tell you. But even better than that, guess what? The link is in the video. I mean, in the description of every single video. It's been in the description for like the past 2 years. Unc, let me find out you don't do no finding, Unc. Let me find out. I done told you 50 times. But now, all seriousness though, it's Rock Her Hips by New Impressions. New Impressions, Rock Her Hips is the name of the intro song. To make it easy for you, it's literally in the description of every video. It's in the description of this stream. And it'll take you right to it. Go crank. But all right, Preston Smith's available. I say yes. And clearly they do too because he's the best available. And we're working him out. DeMarcus Walker? No. I'm cool. John Comiskey. That name sounds very familiar. He's 29 though. Jerry Hughes. Do you want a 37-year-old pass rusher? Why is Jerry Hughes still playing? I ain't gonna lie. I remember him for his time in Buffalo. I remember his time for Houston too. But Buffalo, what y'all know about Buffalo Jerry Hughes though? What y'all know about Buffalo Jerry Hughes? How my bad never heard you play, boy. Huh? What you mean, You talking to me? Nah, I'm just joking around. I ain't serious, but I am serious about it being in the description. If you was talking to me, I don't know. But Jerry Hughes, 37? No. You want Kamu Gruger Hill? 31? Shaq Bird still out there. I know he had retired at one point but came back. Shaq Bird was cool. Do you go out and get a Shaq Bird? There's not a lot to pick from. Carl Lawson. I remember Carl Lawson from his time, what in New York? Carl Lawson, he's 30. He's out there still. But there's slim pickings with this edge rushing room. There's not a lot. Oh, you say you're not playing? Oh, all right. No. You good. You good. I'm just joking when I say that. I know you wouldn't constantly ask if you really knew what the name of the song was, but I got you. Though. It's in the link of every video. Am I lagging? Why am I lagging so much right now? Come on, lock in. But Preston's the best that they can do. Preston's the best they can do right now. So I think you go out there and you get them. You go out there and you get Preston Smith. I believe so. But let's get to the comment section. Let me go back. Why am I lagging though? Come on, lock in. Chat, tell the internet lock in, bro. Internet's selling my shit right now. Kevin says, real talk. You should be with the rest of the fellas, the Kings. Real talk. I told them Bamas too. Shout out to the Kings, man. They doing their thing, man. I'm honored that you feel like I should be a part of they little crew, man. But shout out to the fellas. They doing their thing. Hey, look. One day, Kev, the time gonna come. Gotta just keep paving my own lane. It's gonna happen one day. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the fellas. Sure. Kings is the best out there. But I'm gonna take that time also to plug my group that we got, the Burgundy Breakdown. I got myself, Reedy and Z, John from Ball and Burgundy Podcast. Check us out. We got a group channel. That link is in the description as well. Why does it keep raining in the DMV? Damn, it was just pouring. Now it's pouring again. It's a sad day out here. But yeah, I think we go get Preston because there's, as you just seen, there's nothing. I ain't gonna lie, Andrew. I could be wrong, but low key, nah. Low key, nah, bro. I haven't seen nothing with Preston. I mean, nothing from Tez in like 2 years. I ain't gonna lie. Let me look up his stats right quick. And I know stats doesn't tell the whole story. I know. But let me see something right quick. Oh, y'all can see that? Dang, nobody telling me my camera because you can see my wall. I'm thinking my joint looking sweet, my green screen, but y'all can see my wall. Y'all wow, y'all ain't even tell me one. Fix your camera one. We can see the wall, y'all. Come on, man. Nah, I'm playing. Trust me, I'm playing, bro. I promise you. I just gotta. I'm trying to work on my sense of humor. Okay, I'm trying to be funny, even though I'm not. But let me see. I don't know. I feel like Montez hasn't done nothing though. I'm not gonna lie. So I low-key wouldn't have paid Montez that money. Let me fix myself because I'm over here. Let me see something right quick. Like, am I good? Okay. I'm good like this. All right, y'all just gonna have to see the wall, bro. Because apparently the wall is showing. And I'm thinking, this whole time I'm thinking I'm good. Tez was way better. Yeah, he is, without a doubt. Without a doubt, Tez is way better than what we got. But are you paying Montez Sweat all that money? No, I wouldn't. Shoot. Let's look at his stats right quick. Let's look at Montez stats right quick. Let's just see something. And again, I know stats doesn't tell the whole story, but let's just see. So this is his third, second year, but like second year and a half because he got traded to the Bears in 2023. That's crazy. I feel like it was just yesterday. But last year, his first full year with the Bears, 5.5 sacks. And they just paid him what again? How much? How much did they pay Montez Sweat? $98 million for a 4-year deal. $20 million includes $20 million signing bonus. So $24 million a year for what? 5.5 sacks, and then this year thus far he hasn't done nothing. Are you really paying that to Montez Sweat? So nah, I'm cool. Hey, look, my man Mike Lowry. My man Mike Lowry said he wasn't even better than Dorrance Armstrong last year. Look, and that's the only person that notice I ain't really said Dorrance's name too much, like, because that's the only person that truly provides you some type of pass rush. My man Pat, my man G Pat Gregory said we need to receive. Go get Tyreek Hill. Hey, look, Greg. I ain't gonna lie. At first, I'd be like, you tripping. We ain't getting Tyreek Hill. But hey, let Miami keep losing. Bro, my camera, I'm looking like on my computer, I look fine, but like on the phone, my face is all behind the jump. But let Tyreek let them keep losing, bro. Let me see. I'm trying to fix the camera, y'all. Let them keep losing. Tyreek Hill gonna be gone. Shout out to Late Night Lunch, and they had me on their program a few days ago, man. That was very, very cool. There's some great guys over there. They're funny. They're authentic. They say what comes to their mind, so you guys would enjoy them. Go check them out. Late Night Luncheon. Y'all playing, man. Look, hey, Mike. That's my normal approach. I be like, nah, we ain't gonna get him. This ain't mad, and that's my normal approach. But I'm telling you, I don't think we getting Tyreek Hill, but I know he ain't gonna be in Miami much longer. I tell you that. He ain't gonna be in Miami much longer. I promise you that. They keep losing like that. Ty says it's Jay and Daniels, another RG3. Now, before y'all fry me in the comments, it's a question for Juan to answer and talk about. Oh man, no. Look, I get it. He's banged up again. But we know the only reason. Let me ask you this, and I don't mean to bring race into it. I promise. I don't mean to bring race. I love every person on this earth. White, black, yellow, Hispanic, pink, green, whatever. But answer this question. Had Jaden Daniels been a different complexion and not black and not been able to run fast, but he was able to still have the same success and still be successful as he's been thus far, and he sustained the two same injuries, Would RG3 be the comparison for him? No. You're only comparing him to RG3 because he's black, he can run, and he plays for the Commanders. That's simply why. That's simply why. JJ McCarthy got hurt. Joe Burrow got hurt. Who else got hurt? Endless people got hurt this week. I'm trying to think. Justin Fields got hurt. Like, endless quarterbacks got hurt this week. It's football. It happens. And I was listening to the radio on the way driving, and I heard Lionel Willingham say this. He said, look, Washington with a dual threat quarterback has opened themselves to the possibility of injury every single time. That's the that happens with anybody, but obviously when you have a dual threat quarterback, it's more likely. Brock Purdy got hurt. Thank you, Larry. Brock Purdy, that's the name I was looking for as well. So, nah, it's no RG3 similarities or anything like that. In my opinion, I don't think so. It's football, bro. Shit happens. Like, I don't. I'm so pissed that the dude that hit him, like that blew me because I'm like, damn, bro, you ain't had to hit my man in the knee with the helmet though. Like, all actuality, he did the right thing, but like, I'm like, dang, you ain't had to hit my man in the knee with the helmet. This is what we need to see right here. We need to see more Bill action. And these pictures, OC Courtney, she's spanking. I don't even know who that is. I just saw her name right here. She liked that. This picture tough. But let me see. Where's the all 22 version of it? Well, we can watch this little mini clip here. But this right here, it's football. It happens. Now, like I said, look, Brian ain't have to. He ain't had to hit my man in his knee though with the helmet though, bro. Like, damn. You could have easily just tackled my man regular, bro. He weighed $142, bro. You ain't had to go low on my man. Obviously, I'm joking. He made a football play. He did not intend to hurt Jaden Daniels. Just being a fan, it's like, come on, bro. It happens. It's a part of football. Now, had he not taken off and ran here and allowed Micah Parsons to sack him, then y'all would have been crying, saying, oh, he's holding on to the ball too long. Oh, he gotta. You know what I'm saying? How about give Josh Connolly Jr. some help? How about keeping Jeremy McNichols in? How about Jeremy? And I don't mean to harp on Jeremy too much. He's a running back. But how about he get a better chip? Get a better chip on Micah here, and maybe he doesn't have to escape. Maybe he has time to stand there and deliver. You know what I mean? But it's football, man. Stuff is gonna happen, man. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is, man. But again, we'll be fine. And no, he's not an RG3 situation. He's not an RG3. I promise you that. And I know, Tyus, I know you know. You're just asking questions. So don't harp on my guy, Tyus. He's just asking a simple question about it. And no, he's not an RG3 situation due to the injuries. Both of his injuries are just, in my opinion, fluky. In my opinion, very, very fluky. But yeah, this is the main topic of today's show. This is the main topic of today's show. Andrew says, hard to drops when he ain't getting open to get thrown to. Who you talking about? You talking about Terry? Who you talking about, Andrew? I might gotta take this overlay off, but my junk is looking wild. It's the league. They all get hurt. Yeah, it happens, man. Hey, Green Bay was trying to hurt. Hey, Justin, I'm like, you ain't had to hit my man with the helmet to the knee, though, bro. Like, you ain't had to do it. Like, you could have pushed him off. You could have tackled him high. And I know you're not supposed to. So again, I'm being facetious when I say this, but like, come on, man. You ain't have to do that, though. Like, you could have easily let my man live, bro. But it's football, bro. It happens. You know what I mean? They ain't giving Bill. I agree. Only 4 Currys is insane. 4 Currys is insane, if you ask me, man. You need to see more out of Bill, for sure. Make sure y'all like up the stream. Make sure you comment. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. O-line is going to be what it is until Cosme come back, and until our young fella JCJ finds his stride. Offensive line definitely is going to be a little tough, man. It's going to be a little tough until five come back. I mean, until Cosme come back, and until our young fella finds his footing. Would you trade Ladd, Rome, and Monty for Derrick Henry and Jalen Warren? I have Nico, DK, Devontae, Adams, and Olave. My other running back is Hampton. I don't know. Shoot, I ain't the fantasy guy. And luckily, there's some people up in here that could probably help you out. Chat, let's help him make a business decision for fantasy. Would y'all trade Ladd McConkey, Rome Odunze, and Monty, which I believe he's talking about David Montgomery, could be wrong, for Derrick Henry, Jalen Warren? I have Nico, and DK, Devontae Adams, and Olave. Other running back is Hampton. So before we get back to our stream, let's help this guy out. Let's help JB. Let's help JB out, chat. So you're getting. So would you trade? So you're getting. You're getting Derrick Henry and Jalen Warren. So the other guy has Ladd. The other guy has Ladd, Rome, and Monty, and David Montgomery, and you're trying to get Derrick Henry and Jalen Warren. But you're saying the rest of your guys, the rest of your receiving core is Nico, DK, and Devontae Adams and Olave. So that's why you're willing to. I ain't gonna lie, chat. Help us out, man. Help us out. What should he do? See, in my opinion, I personally know like Ladd McConkey is gonna continue to eat because he got Justin Herbert as his QB1. And I don't know if y'all seen them, but they can't really run the ball. So I know for myself, I probably would keep Ladd for that. Devontae Adams is clearly the number 2 in LA, and Puka, even though he ate the other day, I ain't gonna lie. And Chris Olave, man, they love throwing them screen passes. He's in New Orleans, so I don't know. And DK, I say you hold on. I don't know, because it's like Ladd is you can't throw Ladd in there. Everything else is like I would do. Maybe it feels like you could throw somebody else in there. But like maybe see if they take Nico instead of Ladd. See if they take Nico instead of Ladd, chat. Help us out. I say all right, so what I say is see if they take Nico instead of Ladd and see if that works, then cool. If they don't do it. Because Nico is good, but offensively, the Texans, I feel like, are struggling offensively. So that's going to hinder his yards. Again, Ladd is good for an easy, explosive year again. So I would say keep what you have if he doesn't take Nico Collins. If he takes Nico Collins, pull the trigger. But don't do it if he doesn't. Keep your team. But all right, back to the chat here. We got a couple more minutes and then we'll get up out of here. Because I gotta go. Let's see. The bad part is Eck getting hurt. He didn't want to play every snap. We used him way too much. Chris and Bill should be the main. Eck should have been the one coming in when they retired. Yeah, I agree. I feel bad for Eck, man. Two concussions last year, did get a torn Achilles, and he came here to be a backup. But again, football is football, man. You get hurt on the opening kickoff, right? Like you can get hurt doing anything. So I don't want to just blame us for using him too much because if you're hurt, if you're bound to get hurt, you're bound to get hurt, bro. I know that sounds harsh, but that's just the truth. Bill is averaging 4 to 5 yards a carry right now. He needs more touches. I agree, without a doubt. I agree. Keep Young Buck in. He's got to go through. Exactly. Only way you're going to learn, GP. Only way you're going to learn. He got to go through the 5. Without a doubt. He has to go through the 5, man. So I say keep him in 2. Bill should get at least 10 to 12 carries on Sunday. He should be main priority. Try to establish the run. We can't bench Connolly yet. No, we can't. Without a doubt, we can't. Too early to bench Connolly, man. Too early. You don't want to kill a young fella's confidence. It's the last thing you want to do. Wiley needs to start over Connolly right now. Nah, I say give him until he struggles against trash people. Again, right now he's facing Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau and Abdul Carter, and in week 2 we got Micah Parsons, Rashawn Gurry, and Luke Van Ness. Like, wait till he plays someone like bad or not elite like those guys are. And if he struggles against those guys, then it's like, all right, cool. Like, okay, maybe it is time to bench him and whatnot. But I wouldn't do it just yet. I wouldn't do that. Keep Nico. Yeah, I would not. I would say keep Lad, bro. I would say try to trade Nico. If they don't let him trade Nico, I definitely would. I would tell him keep it on. Get rid of Lad is crazy. You trying to set him up, GP. You trying to set him up. But yeah though. Washington works out Preston Smith. I expect a signing to come shortly with him because we need pass rushing help badly. So I would say trade. I would say keep an eye out for this signing because it should be coming. But I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here, man. Gotta go. As always, me, boy, Juan Gotti. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and I catch y'all when I catch y'all, man. Peace.